Okay, sorry about that. Now I've got this all shrunk down. I did that while he was inside. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting in the little segments back here. I'm going to try to. So what I was thinking is, let's see, what's the best way to do this? Probably just with a straight cut knife, which I have one here somewhere. It's my little tools. There it is. And let's go ahead and cut a section off. See if I can't make it even more squat a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try and put this on here. Oops, I need my magnifying glasses. I am old and I cannot see. Okay, so let's try that right there. Now I can see how thin that clay is. I like the way the color is, but I want more body behind that. So I'm going to put some green behind it, and then I'll put the gradiated over top of it. That way I'm not wasting as much of the gradiated clay. Because it's, you know, it's fun to make, but it can sometimes be a little bit of a pain. Okay. So there I got a section. I think I want it to be even a little bit bigger because it's so close up to the body. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I don't know how this is going to look. I haven't tried this before. I mean, I've used gradiated clay. I'm sure you've seen it if you've ever seen any of my chibis, that I use gradiated clay quite a bit when I'm sculpting, but not in this kind of a manner. I haven't done it this way before, so we'll see how this is going to turn out. Could be like a woohoo, big success, or it could be like, oh man, I really messed that up. You never know until you try. This tool, I like this tool. I don't know, can you see the shape of that? There you go. One of my favorite tools. I use it to make mouths, and I use it to make all Chibitudes, you know, their little toes. This is my Chibito tool. Okay. Alright, now I've got the shape in there, so now let's try and add this to it. And I want to put the yellow up at the top and the green at the bottom. So I'm going to start right there and wrap it down and around. Come on, you can do it. I don't care how little your hands are, when you start sculpting they just never seem small enough. At least not for me. There we go. Okay, and there's that one. Just blend this up in here. I'm going to probably put an underbelly on this, so I'm not going to worry so much about what this bottom side looks like. I'm going to deal basically with the top side. Use this tool again. Put my nice little round shape back in. Wing in my way. Okay. And let's see, how's that look? That looks pretty good. Okay, there's the first little section. That's not too bad. Okay, now we're going to try it again. And this one should be a little smaller than that one, so let's just use two of the small greens. Get that wrapped around there. Okay. And then, because it's small, I don't want this to be as wide either, so I'm going to actually cut some of the green off at the top here, so it's a little bit shorter. Cut another little section off. Looks good. And again, try and squash it down a little bit more. Okay. And I'll put the yellow towards the front and the green towards the back. This one almost meets. So look at that. Okay. See, most of the clay on my chibis, the coloring on my clay on my chibis comes from the actual clay itself. This is how I do my coloring mostly. I always get the basics this way anyways. I do most of it through the actual clay, and the way I color my clay is by taking the transparent polymer clay and adding color to it. Sometimes I use color polymer clay to mix with it, but most of the time I just use paint, acrylic paint, into the transparent clay to get the colors that I like. That way, see, I got a small studio, and that way I don't have to keep lots of supplies on hand. I can just have, you know, paint colors and then just a small amount of clay at a time, and it's nice. Okay, now that one, I don't know, you probably can't see it. It needs a little bit of fixing in here, so I'm going to do that. Just a little bit of blending. My needle tool, which I love. Another one of my favorite tools. Okay, and I'm going to add yet another section. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this video for now and finish up doing the tail part, because there's no point you sitting here watching me do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, see you in a little bit.